He's Victor Cruz, one of our favorites, the Giants wide receiver. He's been busy, got a new deal, and apparently hooking up Jay-Z with him as his agent. A lot to get to. Let me recap last night, though, Victor, before we talk about the contract and Jay-Z. The reaction to the Zimmerman verdict there when you had the tweet. Take us in the moment there of what you were feeling and why you tweeted.
Oh, well, just in the moment, it was just, when it happened, I was, I'm not going to lie, I was a little angry because, as a father, you think about, if that was your son, if that was your kid that happened to, and you want some type of justice to be served for what happened, and then, the verdict comes, and it's the opposite of what you thought it would be. And, I put out the tweet as a reaction to what I was seeing on Twitter, to what my friends and family were writing on Twitter. And I put the tweet out there. And once I put it out, I was like, man, that's, it's not the right thing to say. There's kids that follow me, and I don't want them to think that I'm trying to incite violence on anyone. Those aren't my intentions. I'm not that type of guy. Where I come from, I heard violence outside my window each and every day, and I don't want to be someone to promote that even more so. So, that was just my opinion at the time, and I don't want it to go over as kids. Kids look up to me, and I'm a role model to a lot of these kids, and I don't want them to think that what I wrote was okay or what I wrote was something that should be done or something that's positive in our community when it's really not. So that's why I took it down, and I issued an apology to everyone, to fans, to kids, to everyone around the world that felt negatively about what I wrote out there in the Twitter world.
But you were outspoken, and I don't. There's nothing wrong with being outspoken or being passionate or something that's personal to you. But you have to be cautious, though, to a certain degree. What if your agency said, we're going to have somebody who's going to be an editor of your tweets, or somebody who could at least help you say, do you really want to say that in the moment? Would you sign up for that if all of a sudden your agency said that's what we want to do with your tweets?
I mean, yeah. I won't be opposed to that. We would have something that, if there was ever a tweet that I wanted to put out there and I had to question myself about it, I think that's when you would go to your agency like, hey, what do you think about this tweet? And they may give me another way of wording it or saying something else or tell me not to put it up there at all. Yeah. But I won't be opposed to it. It's just, really have to be careful about social media nowadays and what you post and, Instagram and pictures you put up and things you put on Twitter, because it's real. Anything can become news, whether good, bad, or indifferent. It can become national news in a matter of minutes. So you really have to be careful.
But what was the most frustrating part that spurred you to tweet? It's one thing to be angry in a moment, but then say, you know what, I have to get this off my chest.
It was just reading all the comments and understanding that what happened and, just discussing it with friends and family. And we just felt like there was no way Zimmerman would get something. Just something. Whether it was 30 days in jail for whatever happened, we wanted some type of repercussion for a little boy passing away. And, it was just when nothing happened, when the verdict was not guilty, we were appalled and we were upset and we react in a certain way. And everyone was reacting via Twitter, and I decided to chime in.
We're talking to Victor Cruz of the Giants, and I know that you're working. Now, Jay-Z's not your agent, but how is he involved with your new deal?
He's just someone that's, he's heavily involved in marketing, in the marketing aspect of it. So whenever there's, commercials or any opportunities that come up, I can just, give him a call, or he'll call me, and we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about his ideas, what he feels about the specific deal that's on the table. Or I can call him, even if it's day-to-day stuff, like, hey, can I, how you doing? Can I go here? How's this happening? Just normal stuff to kind of pick his brain about whatever's going on in my life as well as in his life.
Wait. If I told you...
he's just a liaison that we use to talk about these certain deals.
All right, Victor, if I told you 4 years ago, you know what, you're going to sign a new deal. By the way, you're going to have Jay-Z's cell number. He's going to be there for you to call whenever you want to call. What would you have said?
Oh, man, I would have said, stop lying to me. Like, there's no way that I'm going to have Jay's number and call him at any point in time. That's physically impossible.
Okay, but is he a Jets fan or a Giants fan?
It's a blessing, man.
But he's, he's...
Is he a Jet fan or Giant fan?
Yeah.
I believe he's a Cowboys fan, ironically. But I believe I'm going to try and be converting him to a Giants fan slowly but surely. So we'll see how it goes.
He's got Geno Smith, though.
Valid point.
Yeah.
Valid point. So we'll see. It depends on who's the more successful New York team. I guess that's who he's going to sway to.
How did you celebrate that new deal?
I just was with family, man. I mean, the day I signed the deal, I just was with family at home, just kind of letting it all sink in, and just hanging out with my daughter and the family, my mom. It was just a surreal moment for us where we couldn't even I couldn't even leave the house. Like, I just wanted to stay home and just soak it all in and be around the family. It was a fun moment.
Off-season workouts. I like when they say that it's voluntary, involuntary workouts. But if you didn't show up, how does that go over with Coach Coughlin or Eli Manning?
It doesn't go over very well, especially with Coach Coughlin. I mean, Coach Coughlin, anytime there's a team activity, he's trying to get his team better and get his team prepared, to win Super Bowls and to win championships. And anytime he wants to get better, he wants everyone there. He wants everyone to be held accountable and moving forward and getting better. So, and whenever there's a guy that doesn't show up, he's not too thrilled about it, and he understands the business of it. He understands, how it goes, but he's never thrilled about it at all.
What do players talk about when they talk about the Aaron Hernandez story?
I mean, it's just tough. I mean, it's unfortunate. We're just extremely saddened by it. We understand that, things happen, and maybe at first it was like, man, he was probably at the wrong place at the wrong time. But then as stuff started to unfold, it was just it was a tough pill to swallow as a fan and as a person, as a friend, as a teammate to not to him, but a teammate. All around the NFL, we're all friends and we all know each other, and it's just tough. It's tough to hear what's going on with him and the whole ordeal that he's involved in. But
how tough is it to leave the boys behind from the neighborhood? Or do you even try to leave them behind? Because they want to be involved in this. They had your back before. Now you make your money. Now you're a star. They want to come with you.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, especially when you come from a neighborhood where they look up to you. Essentially, your friends look up to you, and they want to be close to you. You've grown up with them all your life, and they're your boys. And it's tough to separate yourself, but they have to understand. You have to make it clear to them that this is my life, and I have to separate myself. I can't be involved in some of the negativities that you guys may be involved in, and I can't be involved in that at all. And no matter how difficult it may be for you guys have to respect that and move forward.
Well, congrats on the deal, and Jay-Z's lucky to have you, and hopefully we'll talk to you before the season starts, Victor.
All right, no problem, Dan. Thanks for having me.
All right, Victor Cruz, Giants wide receiver.